I'm always on the hunt for paints that are thick, juicy, and pigmented, but also easy on the pocket. And guess what? I found Camel HD acrylics. Affordable? Yes, they are. But are they any good? Let's find out. Hi, I'm Dr. Shazia, an artist and innocent art material addict, and your partner in paint. And if you are someone who enjoys secret art tips, juicy fun demos, and brutally honest art supply reviews, then welcome to Conversations with Canvas, your space for all that art magic. Today, under my radar is the Camel HD acrylics that claim to be highly pigmented and super thick. Now, this is an intro set of around 14 shades of 20 ml each. This also includes gold and silver. I got this set from Amazon for 990 Indian rupees. Now, if we compare the pricing with other brands, so we have Brusro, which also sells heavy body, but they sell it as individual jars and not as a set. Now, Liquitex has a starter set of 4,500 Indian rupees where there are 12 shades of 22 ml each. Then we have Vincent and Neuter Starter Professional Set, which has around 12 tubes of 20 ml each and it costs around 6,200 rupees. Golden also has a heavy body intro set which has 6 tubes of 22 ml and it is priced at around 7,500. And we have the Monmart Dimension Acrylics which costs around 700 Indian rupees, but it has only 8 tubes of 18 ml each. So for this pricing, I would say definitely Camel HD Acrylics is a steal. As I'm swatching these beauties, let me share my view on the packaging. Now, I found it a no fuss, nothing too fancy, just clean packaging that does its job. Also, these paints are available in individual tubes and jars in 30 shades, so restocking them is just easy peasy. As for the color range, honestly, it's a great range. We have 3 yellows, 2 reds, 2 blues, 2 greens, a brown, black, and white, and of course, gold and silver, which is quite a fancy addition in a starter set. Because we usually have around 6 to 12 colors in a starting range, Camel HD Acrylics has gone beyond that and has won hands down in the color range. Up till now, Camel HD acrylics are performing well. But will they win the real test? It's time to find that out. I have whipped up a quick little test sheet to check the key points, and for this test, I'm going to be using the light green blue paint. First off, major brownie points for Camel HD as they have clearly listed the pigments on the tube. That is, this tube contains PW6, PY3, and PG7. The listing of the pigment is actually a very good sign because it tells me exactly what's in this paint, how it will behave when I mix with the other colors. Now it's also mentioned on the tube that this paint is opaque and you can see how well it covers up the black circles, so definitely the paint is opaque. The next thing that I'm checking out is the texture of this paint. Being a heavy body paint, it is highly viscous and also it is holding up the peaks after drying. Now I'm checking out the spreading capacity of a paint. Now you can see that I have just loaded my brush once and it spreads around a lot of area. So if you're using any medium, the spreading is going to be much more and the pigment strength is still going to be maintained. Now most acrylic paints dry dark and dull. Now this is because of a low pigment strength and high binder strength, but here there has been no color shift and I am impressed. So now I'll be using them to paint letter O in my Alphabet Still Life Paint Challenge. Now you can see I have already toned the canvas and loosely sketched the orange using cobalt blue and titanium white. And if you're wondering why tone it in the first place, then you haven't watched my video Toning Secrets Revealed, where I spill the beans on all the colors you can use for toning your canvas for dramatic final results. I'm using a limited color palette and diving in straight with the darks, which is the shadow area. Now, if you are confused by the choice of my color for the shadow area, that is, if it is making you wonder why am I using shades of blue for the shadow as well as the background, then you need to hop on to my video, Don't Copy Your Photos, where I share how you can just use the reference as a starting point for your painting and alter it completely to make it your own. Now, as these paints are very thick and highly viscous, I am using a damp brush to spread the paint. I haven't diluted the paint at all as I'm quite happy with the flow, but if you like it to be a little bit more flowy, then you could definitely use a gloss or a matte medium for a better spread and coverage. I rarely use water to dilute my paints and I definitely prefer using a medium like a gloss or a matte medium because water usually dulls down the paint, whereas a medium will keep the brightness intact and also enhance the colors if you wanted more glossy or you wanted a more matte finish. So definitely always use a medium instead of water to dilute your paints. Time to move on to the star of today's show, the orange. And I have to say, these mixes are actually popping out. The vibrancy of the orange mixes against the cool blue green background is just so fascinating. For the shadowed areas of the orange, I have mixed desaturated muted oranges and browns. That is, I've added a touch of the blue green mixture that I have already made. Whereas for the lit areas, I'm going all high chroma. I'm using saturated juicy orange mixes, and honestly, these paints are making it super easy. They have a lovely texture, and the pigments, I just love them. As I move on to the final stage of my painting, that is adding the final sparkle in the painting, I'm using thick paint to mimic the texture of the orange peel. From here onwards, my painting process is all about refining the details and making little tweaks. And as I do this, it's time to give my verdict what I really think of these paints. Now, these paints are juicy, thick, and highly pigmented, and they absolutely hold their own against some of the more expensive brands. The best part is they are so easy on the wallet. The color range in this starter pack is so well balanced. You have gold and silver if you are into abstracts, and you have the workhorse colors like sap green, yellow ochre, and burnt sienna for landscapes and portraits. Basically, this starter pack is an all rounder for most styles. Now, what I'd love to see in the future, if I'm trying to nitpick something about it, I would say I would love to see a range of single pure pigment tubes. This definitely gives artists more control over their color mixes, and I hope, Camel, you're listening to this. In all, these paints totally live up to the buzz. Next up is going to be letter P, so drop in your guesses in the comments. Also, don't forget to check out the linked videos. Until next time, take care, stay creative, and I'll see you soon for more art magic on Conversations with Canvas. Bye.